Are we good to go?
It's recorded.
All right, good evening, Litchfield, and welcome to the March 5th meeting of the Conservation Commission. Diane, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Joan McKibben, secretary.
Harry Matigian, member.
Aidan McCarthy, member.
Matt Hoffman, chair.
Fred French, member.
Joe Corp, alternate.
George Lavash, alternate.
Diane Plansky, Selectmen's representative.
All right, so we're missing a couple members to tonight, Jason Brennan and Michael Croto. So George and Aidan, would you guys be willing to be voting members for tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and next up, we have a couple folks here. Would you guys like to step up, just as, give your names, give your address, and tell us what you're here for?
Let's see, is it on off here or am I on? Guess I'm live, the green light's on. My name is Mark Pilot. I live at 15 Foxwood Lane. Have lived in Litchfield for 30 plus years or so. And our interest is a result of being involved with, initially with Millstone Wildlife Rehabilitation in Wyndham. My wife and I are volunteers over there. We do a lot of rescuing of injured animals and caring, feeding, whatever's necessary. After that, we got involved with New Hampshire Turtle Rescue as a result of a number of turtles coming through our property, because where we are, we're located right on the edge of, I guess it's Bixby Meadow, which is in between Talent and Pilgrim.
Sure.
And that's, from what I understand, a prime area for the blanding habitat. So we've helped a number of turtles get back home. We've also done a fair number of transports and pickups for New Hampshire Turtle Rescue to get them to their facility / house so they can get the care that they need to recover from their injuries. That's, I guess, about it. I don't know if you have any questions for us.
I would like to say, I'm a good friend of David Carroll, if you know David Carroll's books from Warner, New Hampshire, and I just thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Been involved with him for a long time, and it's a pleasing job, but never ending.
Yes.
I'd just like to say, I'm Teresa Kelly, I'm Mark's wife. I live at the same address for the same amount of time. I've been with Millstone for over 5 years. They take in 1,500 plus animals per year for rehabilitation, with the goal of re-releasing all the animals that can be released back to their natural habitat. Same for the turtle rescue people. Both groups are a 501c3 nonprofit, and they do a wonderful job. They answer their phone, and they are working literally most days 18 hours a day to care for the critters. So just trying to spread the word to let people know that there are organizations out there that can assist. It's all volunteer run, so all of the veterinarians that assist at both facilities are volunteers. And there's a lot of people like ourselves who just got involved with it. And it's really rewarding. As Mark said, we do transports. So if you come across an animal that's injured, please share the business cards. And, obviously if it's in Litchfield, we might be showing up your door going, where's the porcupine you saw that's injured? Or where is the the bobcat, or whatever it might be. So just trying to spread the word out there to let people know it's part of our natural environment, and we really need to learn to coexist with the critters so that they're all, everybody's got a chance to survive and have as good a life as they possibly can. Thank you.
Where's Millstone located?
They are located in Wyndham, so they're actually pretty close by. They're maybe 12, 15 minutes from here. New Hampshire Turtle Rescue, again, a 501c3 nonprofit, is in Nottingham. And New Hampshire has 7 native species of turtles, 4 of which are currently endangered. One is the Blandings, you've probably all heard about, because we are in an area where you may see them crossing the road. So if you see them crossing, the rule of thumb is to just keep them going in the direction they're going. You can assist them by just kind of getting behind them. Often they'll just move along. Same for any of the species. You see a lot of snappers around here. They don't want to engage with you. They're really pretty harmless, but just try to get them across the road, just give them the best chance of survival. All right, so.
I'll just add, this is Mark Pylan again, two things to add to that. The people at New Hampshire Turtle Rescue also have a presentation that they put together. They do one occasionally in Concord, but if there was, maybe at Campbell High School, might be some interest there. It might be worth contacting them to see if there's any interest there. The only other thing I would add is both my wife and I both have the full rabies exposure, so we are able to handle rabies vector species without undue concern.
What do you mean you have the rabies exposure?
And there are, what, 4 or 5 rabies vector species?
So in New Hampshire, there are 5 rabies vector species, so it's bats, foxes, raccoons, skunks, and woodchucks. And in order to engage with any of the animals that are brought into the facility that are considered, that are on the rabies vector list, you have to have the pre-exposure rabies vaccines on board. Or they're not that big a deal. They're really not. It's no worse than getting a flu shot. Everybody gets all, you see things in the media about, oh my God, they're doing these. No, they don't do it that way anymore. It's like a flu shot. You just get it in your arm. But not everybody wants to do that. We've done a lot of animal-related stuff over the years. I used to be a veterinary technician. We've been dog trainers and things like that. So we've had them on board for a while. So, occasionally you just get a booster and then you go get a titer done to make sure you're covered. And if you did get bitten, and rabies isn't as common as people, you hear in the media. It's not as common. It does happen, but it's not as widespread as people would like you to believe. But if you did get bitten, like if we did get bitten, then we would have to go in and get another 2 vaccines on board, and that would give you, you'd be fine at that point for it. But having the pre-exposure vaccines gives your body a boost of all the antibodies that you want to have on board, so that your body is ready to, it's going to mount an immune response. So, but not everybody wants to do that, but,
I didn't know you could. That's interesting.
you can. We know where to get them to, CVS down in Nashua. So.
Did you know that? You could get a rabies vaccine?
I think so.
You can, if it warrants it. When I was a veterinary technician, you had to have them in order to work in the hospital, because you would come in contact sometimes with wild animals, but sometimes with animals that didn't
Unknown
have,
dogs and cats.
dogs or cats that may have not had a known rabies history. And if you got bit, then there's a quarantine issue. It was just part of the job at that point for it.
It's interesting.
Yeah, the unknown animals that they do take in at Millstone that are wildlife vector species are quarantined immediately when they come in, so they aren't put into the general population at all.
So do you guys go to more turtle calls or more mammal calls?
It really depends on the time of year.
Yeah.
It's, as you might expect for turtles in the winter, it's very, very quiet. They usually quiet down in the October-November timeframe and start picking up in the April-May-ish timeframe. Mammals.
Mammals can be year-round.
It's year-round, but again, it's predominantly probably in about the February timeframe is where you might start seeing additional pickup because of the fertility and birthing of mammals. And again, it slows down as the winter starts taking hold, but it's probably, I think most of them they had, I think it was, was it 1,500, 1,800 this last year?
1,500 last year, but they averaged 1,600. Any given year,
Yeah,
they're.
and what did Drew and Dallas, they said like 300, 500?
No, they were over 400.
Over 400?
I think,
Okay.
last year for turtles that they rescued for it. But,
Didn't we have New Hampshire Turtle Rescue come in? I think we did.
No, that was the New Hampshire Turtle Project,
Ah, okay.
not
Oh,
the
maybe
rescue.
that was it, yeah.
I was just looking that up.
It's a really nice presentation they do, and Drew is the presenter. And, I mean, it's something you could open up to people at Campbell High School, like
The
years ago.
library.
A library or something like that, and, you know, if there's an interest, but it was really interesting. And they bring some of the resident turtles that are non-releasable, and they had, you know, like a woods turtle with the landings, a painted, so it was really, it's a good seminar for it.
What
Yeah,
would
have
it
you
be?
spoken with the library? Because they like to host a lot of community
No, actually,
events.
we-
We do as well too, but
Okay.
maybe that could be something we could do in
Okay,
conjunction.
we can
with
check
that.
into that.
Well, that was one of the reasons we figured we would come here, is just to provide a bridge, because we have talked with a couple of other towns that have had animals that they've called, rescue on, and, they'll say, oh, do you know about New Hampshire Turtle Rescue? And they go, what's that? And so it's a cross-pollination education opportunity for us. And so we can let you know what we know about, and we can find out what you know about, so,
You know
we-
birds too, you do birds too?
They do not do
Okay.
birds, but they will refer, the closest person that does birds in this area is in Henniker, and it's Wings of Dawn.
Right.
So, in the state of New Hampshire, there's literally a handful of rehabilitators that are licensed. They receive no state funding, no federal funding, everything is volunteer and donations from the public or from grants that they may apply for and receive for it. And a lot of people don't realize that they don't receive any state or federal funding, it's all donations and such. So,
Yeah, so, the New Hampshire Wildlife Federation came in with their turtle project, and they're actually gonna put some, sand in the state forest in the area near where they did some clearing. And so we're going to have, some nesting habitat put in
That'd be good,
via their
yeah. That
funds.
would be good, yeah. Very good.
In
very
a
good.
safe, hopefully a safe area.
Yeah, hopefully it's a safe area for it. So, that's why we came and figured we share information.
Okay.
Thanks for letting us speak, and if you have any questions, we'd be willing to take those or refer them. But,
Sure, that sounds good.
thank you for it.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
you can reach out to us through, just through the town website on the Conservation Commission. There's a link where you can
Okay.
send us an email if you want to send kind of a summary of what you did, so we
Okay.
have it. I mean, we'll have it captured in the meeting minutes and everything, but
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
just make sure we have your contact information.
Okay.
all righty. Thank you much.
All right,
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, jumping into the agenda, so, we do have another, Conservation Commission candidate, I don't see her here right now, but Carolyn, Carrier. She helped us out during the fishing derby, she's expressed interest in, possibly joining the commission, so. If she shows up, we can talk to her. The next thing we have is for, the grant we got last year to get the fishing dock for Dara Pond, AIR Community Challenge Grant. They have another grant opening, but we'd have to submit something for the end of March. So just if we have some ideas to be able to submit something, it is AARP. So what they're looking for is for things that would be be available for older residents in the town or disabled folks in the town. So, maybe something around the community garden if folks have ideas around that. The time is tight, so we'd have to put some submittal in pretty quick if we have any ideas. Any thoughts on that?
I'd love to get some of those raised beds that you can sit at, so that we could have older people that could garden at the community garden in those, if that's something that would, other places to sit. I know we had some donations when we first opened the community garden, of the, picnic tables and stuff, but we could still use some more donations of, like lawn furniture type of things.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, so I think the focus would have to be for like handicap access or
Yeah.
disabled access and stuff for it, but that sounds like it'd be something good. But
That
we're
would-
under a time crunch, so we'd have to come up with some ideas pretty quick and submit it.
Anybody else with the garden?
I don't have any good idea for the garden at the moment.
That's definitely something we could entertain, and that'd be,
But it has to be done by the end of March.
yeah, I don't have the
How much is
specific
there to
date.
do one, is it a big one? Is it
Excuse
a
me?
lot of paperwork?
It's not a ton of paperwork, but, it's like a 10-page application or something. Like I reviewed the one we did for the dock last year.
Yeah,
And you have to give reasons why, it's good for the community and this and that. And then there's a number of questions you have to answer.
would you do it with me? I would do it, if you would help me do it, I would do it.
I can look into it.
Would you?
So, okay, I'll,
Shouldn't be much money, and they actually like Litchfield because we have a lot of older residents and a lot of veterans
We do.
in our town, so.
Okay.
see.
No, I think that's a great idea, just thinking about that as far as, older residents not being able to actually go down on the ground and plant and whatnot, to be able to have something up,
Yeah,
is good. Maybe a specific section or something, or close to the
we were
area.
gonna
Yeah,
originally.
we have the land, so that's not an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, we have plenty of land. We were originally gonna do like a little parking lot, like to the right there. We didn't end up doing it, I think, to keep the land, more pristine, but I was thinking like right there on the
Yeah.
right-hand side where people kind of still do park. And then I wanted some other areas for people to just be able to sit and socialize and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Which is also good for our seniors, being able to see, socializing is good.
All right, so yeah, if we want to pull the trigger on that, we just gotta jump on it pretty
Well,
quick.
George.
Let me see that.
Okay, the next item I had was damage to Morris Falls fence. I don't know if all folks seen it, but
Yeah.
looks like someone drove into the into the fence in the parking lot at Morris Falls and did some pretty significant damage there.
Do you know
so.
how many panels were,
I'd say it's at probably like 10. Yeah, I mean, it took out a post and took out all the connector ones, and I think it impacted the post
well, I have
next to it
some,
and
I
stuff.
have some info on that, Jason did issue a police report, which was good. That way, if they can find somebody, insurance company will bill them back. Anything that is of that size, like if we back into something and, we're not gonna go to the insurance company for that, but anything else, we have to give the details to Karen White so she can alert the insurance company. And if it's, we have $1,000 deductible on the insurance.
Yeah, that's about our maintenance
That's about the
budget, so.
damage, right? Yeah.
But they did tell the insurance company, because if there's any way that they could have found out the license plate or anything like that, then they would have, insurance company would
It's
have.
definitely a
All
truck.
right, well, that's good to know, because,
Pipe
I
transfer
mean,
fee.
so, $1,000, we can at least, I mean, we can do it all ourselves too, pretty easy.
Yeah. But that's good that he issued the police report, then
Yeah.
it got right to the insurance company through, Kim. That's all I have.
The look of it, driving past it, are we just gonna leave kind of what that looks like until, springtime hits, or, cause,
I think we're gonna have to leave it, because we gotta get the frost out of the ground before we can replace it.
saying at least the posts that are just kind of hanging there, is see if they can slide out and be removed.
But you don't want
Just-
anybody, ATVs or anything to drive through there and into there, though. Well, they couldn't go the other way.
But do you think that they're dangerous the way they're just sitting there?
I just think, yeah, it's kind of like
Doesn't look good.
it doesn't look good, but it's a little bit not, if it's, I wouldn't say it's hazardous because they're pointing down, but it's more of the
Clean up.
yeah, the look and feel of the area.
Yeah, we can definitely clean it up, so. So, yeah, maybe. we
I mean,
do
I'm
that.
happy to swing by and take a peek at it if Jason or if somebody else is around, and we can just.
Yeah, maybe this weekend I should be around. I mean, it's not, the stuff's light, it's not.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
not
we should
too
be able to
that
pick
hard.
it up. And as long as we take enough pictures of it,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, Jason did the ordering of the parts for putting that in initially, right? Well, no,
already ordered the parts?
no, but he did the
Originally.
initial
Yeah.
ordering, so he knows where he bought it and probably, can figure out the prices.
I mean, we could probably take the pieces that are not, the ones that are just hanging, and if he needs the size or whatnot,
Right.
just put them in the,
In the fire station.
yeah,
It's unfortunate.
yeah. Yeah, because it looks like it was just rolled right through.
Yeah.
Looks like it's almost somebody who's coming out of the back of one,
Yeah.
not going in.
Yeah, just cut the wheel too
Yeah,
far to the right, coming out. Just went right over it.
coming out. That's what it looked like to me, but.
All right, next item on the agenda is for the reappointment of the current members. So we have several members that are, their initial sign up, we've signed up for 3 years is due. So Joan is up, Harry's up, Michael's up, and George is up, so.
Am I up too? Because it says on,
I think you're 27, I think.
Yeah,
2027.
you should have time, because I think it's 3 years.
Yeah.
it says 2026 now on the website.
Oh, I'm not sure about this. This is from
Oh, I know.
Kim Kleiner. our
Yeah,
town
Okay.
I looked
administrator.
at, I looked at today, and there was 4 of us. We can always, do that next
Mhm.
month, but I don't think you are. Does it say alternate? You don't have your-
Yes.
You don't have your
Yes.
paperwork with you, do you?
No, alternate March 2026.
But it also said, it still says that Jason and Matt are
Okay, so
2025, so
that's how
it has not
the
been
list.
updated, so
Okay.
it may not be
Yeah.
correct.
When did you join, Aiden? I forgot.
It was,
Last year? Or the-
yeah, it was like,
Then it shouldn't be up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 years, right?
Unless you're filling in a term, right?
Yeah.
And an alternate wouldn't be.
Mhm.
All right, so Michael already reached out to me saying he would like to continue. So the question is for the other folks, so Joan, Harry, and George, would you guys like to continue with the Conservation Commission?
Yes, I have to help.
Sure.
I have to help her, so I guess I have to stay. Yes, I want to stay.
And then a question, do we have to vote on that to
You
reapprove
should,
it as
yeah.
commission?
You should.
Okay. Do we have to
And Harry too?
vote separately, or
on?
Yes,
Okay,
oh, definitely.
we have to vote separately, or can we just include
no, you
everybody
can do
in
it
the?
group vote, just like Kim, no.
All right, so I may make a motion that we recommend Joan McKibben, Harry Menzigian, Michael Croto, and George Lavache to continue as conservation members.
I'll second it.
I don't think you
I
can.
don't think you can either.
I'll second it, though.
All right, so I made the motion, Diane seconded. All those in favor, so all voting tonight?
Wait,
Well,
oh,
I guess,
I guess we could vote.
I
We could
guess-
vote.
So if we had done it one by one, the others could have voted for the,
I think we
because-
got still,
We got four.
we need
We
majority,
have four.
right? So,
We have four,
so
we're
we
good.
have 4 that can
We
vote.
have a quorum, we're good.
All right, so motion carries 4-0-3.
And Aiden, according to Litchfield Conservation AI,
yeah,
you became a full member on July 10th.
okay,
That was your first meeting.
perfect.
Nice.
okay.
So it creeps
I
into
just
my
gotta give,
house.
I just have to plug Conservation AI, because somebody could be listening.
Hey, I could be listening.
All right, anybody have anything else for new business before we jump into old business? Okay, next up, we have the 2026 Second Annual Ice Fishing Derby recap. George, should I hand over the,
Hold on.
Pictures. To move so I can see the
Here.
pictures.
Thank you.
Post-mortem, I don't know how I feel about that.
Are we going?
Adding to your resume.
There we go.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I'll try to keep this quick. So Jason did create a official Facebook reel. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I can bring it up for those who haven't seen it, but I did put it in this presentation here, and it'll be on the minutes and whatnot, so if you wanted to see it, I can either send it to you, or you can just see it on our Litchfield Conservation Facebook page. He did a great job putting that together. We really got lucky this year. The Litchfield Veterans Group, I approached them. They had let us know that they had money that they could help projects in town. So they gave us over $300 for supplies, and then one member of the group just gave me a $100 bill. And so I used that to buy more tip-ups, and I bought some snow tubes. And the snow tubes worked great for the kids. And actually, here we have one of the tip-ups that was winning. Carolyn's son, was it Courier?
Yeah, Carrie.
Carrier. So I was gonna give it to her. They had left by the time the kid had his name drawn. So I have a tip-up for him. Now, these are really high-quality tip-ups. They came pre-strung. They're, like a $35 value. I got them for $31, but these will last forever for the kids. And so now those kids who got them as door prizes this year will bring their own tip-ups next year. And so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and hopefully we'll catch more fish next year. So, and I got such a good deal on these snow tubes. I bought 3 more, and I donated those, and I put them at the shed at Talent Hall. So, and I let rec know, so that we now have 6 snow tubes for use with rec or conservation. It's more kind of a rec activity, but we got the kids out there, so.
Those kids had so much fun.
Yep. So other people who gave donations, Kyle Lavoy gave us tip-ups and jigging rods for prizes. I kept 2 jigging rods and 2 tip-ups for the first and second fish. We didn't catch any fish, so I still have those for prizes for next year. I had to hold them off until the very end in case somebody caught something. And Diane brought the hot dogs, rolls, and condiments, and those went over great. And Judy from the Rec Commission brought the hot chocolate and the cups, and those went over really well.
We had
Yeah,
a lot
they were a
of fun.
big hit. Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
there
a
any
lot.
issue with the amount, like, the first time?
Okay.
Was there enough to go around?
So we had 100 cups of coffee and 100 hot dogs, roughly, 96, and they all went, okay, but it wasn't like a lot of people went lacking. We weren't really lacking. It was pretty.
It was pretty much the right number,
right
I
number.
felt
Oh,
like.
good,
It was
yeah.
like maybe, could have been like a couple more, but really that was it.
But it kind of stayed for the whole time.
Yeah.
So
we
like the
cooked
first
it a whole
30 minutes,
time.
everything was gone.
Right. Well, I think we kind of spaced it out a little bit because everybody gets there and they're.
Yeah, we waited.
We waited to do the cooking of the hot dogs and everything because it was 10 to 2, and so we started around 11. I don't know. You started. I was off doing something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when you started. Well, I did help light the thing. So
You did, you got it lit, and you brought hot water, so
Yeah.
it wasn't having to
All right.
boil cold water.
So, we had from conservation, we had Harry, Jason, Matt, Diane, Aiden, and myself. Judy Brennan came from rec. John Brunel came by to check on things. And when he stepped on the ice, I had him help me set up the tents and stuff like that. So he actually did set up. I do want to say that highway department, we kind of called them last minute, and they came down and
Yeah,
plowed.
They did a great
the
job.
parking
It
job,
would have been a
parking
mess
lot.
without them.
And so my wife came down at around 1:30 or 1 o'clock. She said that whole parking lot was full. So I didn't think they would have had to do the whole lot, but they did the whole lot, and the whole lot was full, which was pretty good. So Kyle Lavoy helped with the ice fishing, and my friend Paul Linehan also was helping set up tip-ups. For the numbers, we had 96 kids officially registered, which was pretty good. 100 hot dogs, 100 hot chocolates, 50 cookies, 100 munchkins. We bought 10 dozen bait fish. We gave out 11 tip-ups, and again, 0 fish were caught. And I'm gonna address that in a minute, okay? So why were there no fish caught? So we have over a foot of ice right now, okay, so it's been real, extremely cold. It may even be 16 inches of ice. And then we have a bunch of snow and water on top of that ice. So that is, we don't have any inflow to that pond. It's spring-fed, so there's no stream bringing in oxygen. So when the ice is there and the snow is there, there's no oxygen coming in from the surface. So I think we're at a deficiency of oxygen, especially at the lowest level of the lake. So there's less oxygen the farther you go down, and there's more at the top. Typically, when you ice fish, you set your bait fish 2 feet off the bottom. Well, when we're in 20 feet of water and we're 2 feet off the bottom, that's where the least amount of oxygen was. I was so busy setting up all these tip-ups that, I wasn't actually really fishing. Somebody was checking bait later on, and some of the minnows were starting to die because of the lack of oxygen, so they looked a little peaked, So we believe that the fish may be in the shallows now. I went back to try to catch some to try to validate this. And I did not catch anything, but I might go tomorrow to look around some more. I mentioned to the person from Fish and Game when I applied or got granted the application for the Spring Derby that we didn't catch any fish, and she's going to have a biologist for this region reach out to me. And that just happened like 2 days ago. I was over at the tackle shop where I got the bait today, to get a receipt for the bait so I could turn it in. And he said that there are small ponds in the area where other people are not catching any fish at all as well. And he is worried about a fish kill problem in the general area for small ponds. So, so I don't think it's unique to Dara. It's something that's going on. It's because of all of the ice and the snow. We did some work with AI and doing some research, and the fish could be dormant, okay, so they could be, because of the low oxygen, just not in a mood to eat anything. They could have been skittish because of the 300 people on the ice, right?
That must have been quite
Jason
something to
speaker
hear.
system.
Right, or they could be, much shallower than we thought. So-
No, you did catch fish last year, though.
Yeah.
Right, but last year we had nowhere near as much ice. Okay,
Oh,
so you know what I mean?
okay.
Remember, we were getting close, it was
Yeah,
like
we were
6 to
getting
8 inches of
nervous.
ice, should we hold it? And I had to, allay everyone's fears that there was no
Yeah.
problem. So there's a lot more ice this year, so that's that. Okay, so what worked? Sledding went over really well, the kids had a great time on the hill, the hot dogs, the hot chocolate, the munchkins. I thought the new hats, the green hats, made finding Concom easy, and everybody was smiling. Okay, so we need to maybe get some more bait buckets and have them better distributed, because some people were asking for bait and they didn't know where to find it. We did have 3, but maybe that wasn't enough.
Maybe a flag.
Right, we'll do something to make sure they're seen. We kind of were rushing at the very beginning, so maybe if we get there maybe an hour and a half instead of an hour ahead of time to get everything set up. And we didn't really have a good system for the door prize winners. The problem was it's hard to broadcast out who won something, when you get a kid's name. So I think maybe we actively text the phone number for the door prize winner as soon as they get drawn. We do have to figure out where the fish are, and there was talk about maybe doing one more sledding trail on the other side of the pond near the soccer field, which could be done.
And did we mention that Jason did music, and there was a fire there too to warm up by?
Yes, there was. Yeah, I
and the
did.
music made it really fun,
Yeah. So
as well.
this is just, I'm gonna
Good
just
tunes.
go through this really quickly. So, we did a advertising campaign, through Facebook, and this was the box of tip-ups here, and here's our fearless assistant leader going to go down early on. This is when we were first trying to make this sledding hill, right? So we ended up doing multiple runs in order to make a nice path for the kids, okay? So and then we made another one here. So this was what we call the Black Diamond. This one was through the trees a little bit more, okay? And, all right, so there you go. So this shows the amount of work that we had to do on the pond because the weight of the snow pushed the ice down, and there was a whole bunch of slush in there and 6 inches of water. So we rode the snowmobiles around a week ahead of time in order to make it so it would freeze up. And so, yeah, so we can see here, the plow trucks guys did a great job. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but here's where we set up the camp area, and that's where the check-in was. We had a little shelter, and we had the stove for cooking everything. All right, so,
Beautiful day too, because
It-
there was the fresh snow and the clouds.
It was
I mean,
just
it
beautiful.
looked like a,
yeah, police came out, yeah, I forgot to mention that, the police came out, which is good, so
Officer John Lee there.
yeah, it's always great to see them. But all of these kids had a great time, and we got a lot of good feedback on Facebook, individual posts from people saying that they had fun. But the backdrop with the snow, it really was,
looked like
great.
an Ansel Adams photo.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't super sunny, but it was very comfortable. And this is the gentleman here in the Carhartt thing to the left. He's the guy who gave us all of the baits that we're going to use for prizes and just handouts at the Spring Derby. And that was Kyle Lavoy, who was helping with setting up tip-ups. But everybody really had a great time. Let me just see if I can find one sledding one. There's Matt helping to set up his son. So everything went pretty good. And there's Matt enjoying a hot dog. But you can see here, lots of kids on the sledding hill. And yes, so, and Jason had his music going. Just really, really fun event. Okay, I don't.
Yeah, there had to have been over 250 people there.
At
Right,
least, yeah.
yes.
Yep, at least.
And I'm not trying to minimize anything here, but, so anyways, it was a very good event.
It was great to see the kids out there being kids. There were snowball fights, there was sledding, there was no phones out, there was no tablets, there was,
Yeah,
the kids were out there being kids, and their parents were just having a great time too.
yeah, so it was a really good event. Once we figure out where the fish are for next year, we actually catch fish, it'll be even better. And, we started with 60 kids registered last year, 96 this year. I think it's going to continue, and it's just a good, fun time. And I think that's enough.
Yeah, and thanks to George. There's a lot of work that went into
George, we're
getting
amazing.
ready and planning that event. Even trying to get the ice prepped, a couple of weeks
Yeah, we've got to make sure,
a week before to make sure that people
You
can
guys
walk
were
over it
amazing.
and stuff.
yeah, so it worked, it came out
If you
good.
build it, they will come.
Exactly, and, snow tubing is fun. And maybe next year we'll break out the lemon pledge, so we can,
Oh, no. No, Stan.
well, maybe we, just pledge the green ones. Do you know what I mean? And so green means go, and so
Well,
those
it
will
got
be
me
the.
going. I ended up going up to McIntyre the week after that to go tubing because it was okay, that's just fine.
You have Dara Pond. Why did you go to?
I know I didn't really have to, but it had this really cool walk thing that brought you up and stuff. So pretty close to home. It was really fun.
Thanks, George. Next up, we have Spring Ice Fishing Derby.
Oh, that's
Staying
me
with
again.
with the theme.
Okay, so I have ordered the fish, and so this is the actual invoice. So we have 200 brown trout, 200 brown trout, and 25 6 to 8 inch. Wait, this is wrong. Shoot. Good thing I caught this. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow. Those should be. The 25 rainbows should be 12 to 14 inches, and they should be $8.50 a piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Right,
that's
so
cheap
we're supposed to be
for
spending 1,300. Is this? Oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. This is 2024. Shoo. Oh, my goodness, how did I do that? Just one second. Trout invoice. Well, anyways, they're ordered. I'll double check that I have the right one.
Yeah, so the basic thing is we have like 200 brown trout ordered and then 25 of the bigger fish, which are always fun for the kids to catch and for giving out the awards and stuff. So the bigger ones are, you said 12 to 15?
What's our average
Or
12 to
participation
14.
in that?
12 to 14.
What's our average participation in that?
50, 57 kids or something like that.
57.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the success with the winter one, there'll be more kids with the,
Well, it has a lot of competition with sports too at that time of year.
yeah, it's still a Saturday though.
But still, I mean, we have it where it is at Parker Park now. That's a beautiful place for
It's turned into,
trout
yeah,
fishing
with the
with the
highway.
bridges and stuff.
Lot easier
We
parking,
expanded the, yeah, we got the parking.
Parking's nice.
And we expanded, where we had the fishing derby from previous years too,
Yeah.
with the new bridge, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's plenty of
Got
space
the
for
new
kids to
bridges that
spread
you
out.
put in.
Okay, so he actually sent me the invoice from 2024. He didn't send me the 2026 invoice, so I will reach back. Good thing I
Yeah.
went into that.
And for that, so we split the fish costs with, rec, right?
Yes, and I went to rec and got approval from them at their last meeting to have them split up to $750. So we have up to $1,500 between the two 750s. We spell it out specifically in our budget, and for them, it's under some other miscellaneous events or something.
Mhm.
All right, I can go back here now.
All right, good. And then we still have, so, you spent like $1,200, right? So we still have.
$300.
Yeah, so we have money left for prizes and bait and.
And I'm gonna go back and see if the veterans wanna help out with the spring derby as well. Might as well.
Let's make sure we send them a card. We had these conservation cards, I think just Jason had them. Be nice to send them a thank you if we could get those cards and then all sign it.
Yeah, that definitely the veterans and the you know, the volunteers that helped out too, and that'd be a nice thing to do.
Okay.
All right, any other questions on the spring derby? Reminder of the date for that?
May, hold on, 15th? It's the Saturday, it's changed,
Saturday after Mother's Day.
after Mother's Day, yeah.
So the snow should be gone by then.
We're getting more.
What's the date?
May 16th.
May 16th?
And then, George, did you have anything to say about the Dare Pond restoration? So we had to treat it for milfoil last year and the muck stuff, which,
Yeah, so my next goal for that is, oops, sorry, let me go back to the, so we, obviously, we're running into a little bit of a oxygen depletion issue here. I don't have the numbers up in front of me, but there is a place where we can go and get all of the historical numbers for the testing of the pond. And our dissolved oxygen level has not been good for the past few samplings. So I was gonna look into the possibility of putting in like a bubbler or an aerator in there. There are grants and funds available through DES and other areas that might be available to do this. It's not possible probably this year, it may be possible next year. Actually, Jeff Town had done some research a little bit about adding a bubbler. So adding aeration is probably our next step in helping that pond get better. And that would add more oxygen for the beneficial bacteria to eat the muck at the bottom of the pond. I tried to get that nano bubbler grant 2 years ago, and they said if we had got that nano bubbler, we would have removed like truckloads worth of muck because of the amount of oxygen that we're getting to the bottom of the pond. We are not going to be able to afford a nano bubbler system. They're like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's gonna be my next long-range plan, I think, to try to, improve Dara. I think by using the swan decoys this year, we kept the equivalent of like 500 pounds of phosphorus out of the pond. So that's gonna help with the amount of nutrients, and it'll cut down on the amount of nutrients that are available for plants to grow, and for the bad bacteria, the cyan bacteria. We haven't had a bad bacteria bloom in many years. Still could happen. I mean, they have them at Robinson Pond almost every year. Luckily, we haven't had it, but we also aren't really monitoring. People aren't down there swimming every day, although there are kids down there. So hopefully it's, on the road to improvement. Like I said, the next thing we could do is add a bubbler.
Would that be solar?
Well, the problem with solar is, it's so heavily
Wood?
wooded around there, right, that we couldn't really do a land-based solar thing. And then, I don't think I want to be floating solar panels on a dock, and then you're gonna need a battery backup, right? And then, so you don't want that stuff near the water. So I don't think solar is possible, given the way it is. I mean, there is power, to a pole, at the top of the hill there. And there's like power to the pavilion area, I think, so we could potentially run power down there. We have to figure out all kinds of costs and sizing, and so I'll talk to the biologist when I do get a hold of them to see what they think. The problem is that, so they have, they rank all the water bodies in the state, and currently, Terra Pond is so bad that they say it's beyond saving, so, according to the state. And that's, before we've done anything. So there isn't really, it's not, on their list to be saved, right? Because they think of, the benefit to people and stuff like that. So there's not too many people that use it, and it's already in a fairly bad state. So it's gonna be up to us, I think, to figure out how to slowly get it back to where it's better.
Maybe a fountain or something like that, could do it to make it nice, maybe get some interest to get some donations or something.
Possibly. Actually, I was thinking if we do like a bubble like you see in an aquarium, so the deeper we put that,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
more the oxygen
So you
works
can
through the
sink
water
it down
column, we might get,
20 feet or whatever.
yeah, so it may not,
Get a start, something to start from.
right, and I don't really have, prices, we need a semi-decent size. But that's my next,
Prototype.
after I help with the raised garden bed.
It's becoming a really big deal.
Next item we have is, property maintenance equipment. So we did, sign the PO to get a, commercial grade, mower, so we don't have to depend on the tractor anymore. So we're getting a Ferris, FSX 800, I believe is the model number. So that was about, $10,000 we voted on it last week, and we did sign the PO, so that's in place.
And that went to the selectmen, I'm assuming? That went to selectmen, the PO?
It's under the amount.
No,
It's under?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it
What's
was
the amount, 12?
Under 12,000, so,
Good.
town administrator and myself were able to sign off on it.
Good.
So that's ordered, we have to pick that up, so we'll have that for the spring. Any questions on that? All right, next item is the Moore's Falls sidewalk update. So John,
Well,
I
we
think you
do
some
have some
dates
news.
there.
Not the kind of news we wanted, but this is from Jim Ollier, Wildlife Habitat Program Supervisor at New Hampshire Fish and Game. I've consulted with our attorney from the New Hampshire Department of Justice, as well as the New Hampshire Fish and Game Lands Team. It is clear to all that a non-paved sidewalk falls within the terms of the easement. I understand, excuse me, the town has several concerns about a non-paved sidewalk, including its not being ADA compliant and weeds, among other things. These 2 points could be addressed with either a compact crushed stone with stabilizer and he gives us a website, or a resin-bound gravel, which I looked that up today. It was pretty expensive to get the resin-bound stuff. Excuse me. Neither would be considered a pavement. I knew this wasn't gonna work. Neither would be considered a pavement type of material and would be ADA compliant. Can you read this part? Joking.
If the only opinion the town would like to pursue is to pave the sidewalk, then the easement would need to be amended, given the administration time that it would take for Fish and Game to accommodate such a request. We would look for some type of compensation.
Then I got an email today that said, based on the discussion with New Hampshire Department of Justice attorney, the process to amend the conservation easement deed would be negotiate the conservation easement amendment with Fish and Game. Once finalized, obtain DES review, given the conservation easement was granted as wetlands mitigation. New Hampshire Department of Justice Charitable Trust Division review, Governor Executive Council review. My guess is this would take 4.5 to 6 months, given existing workloads. Regarding compensation, we would simply look to recoup staff costs to facilitate this amendment. I don't have an estimate for that currently.
Wouldn't the contractors be responsible for the price of the materials, Joan? They would be responsible to pave it. So if they don't have to pave it, wouldn't they be responsible for the cost?
Well, if the
resin bound
person that's
gravel?
volunteering to do it wanted to foot the cost, yeah. I mean, it wasn't huge, but it was
Probably
pretty
not a
expensive.
lot more than paving, right?
Right.
So, yeah, so it can be done with that. What do we use on the
I
going down
guess
to
the
more?
question is resin-based compound, be able to plow it and maintain it?
I don't know. I'd have to look at these two websites. One is stabilized decomposed granite and stabilized crushed stone with stabilizer solutions, or a resin-bound gravel lock for driveways and walkways.
We could ask Rick Charbonneau about that. He would know.
Well, he did the
The-
river access.
Yeah, and
But we
that,
don't maintain that during the.
We don't plow it, right.
right, but it's still, it's like, it's held its everything. I mean, it's,
But we haven't plowed. Actually, Joe, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so when you plow, whether it be gravel, whether it be any type of non kind of hard material as asphalt or concrete, there's different types of blades that has to be used. You can't, if you're going to be scraping a driveway, a steel edge blade is great. If you're going to be scraping other types of material that you don't want it to dig up, you either need plates on your on the bottom of your plow, which are essentially like spacers, so it keeps your plow up off the ground a specific amount, so it doesn't scrape up the gravel. If you're using steel edge, if you're going to be using whether it be a poly cut edge, which is more of a softer material and it won't dig up anything, that's what I use on my truck is a poly edge. So if I do, because I have two driveways that's not paved, it doesn't dig up anything, it doesn't dig up the gravel, doesn't, because once the ground freezes, it essentially locks in that gravel, and if you do your first plow and it's compacted, it's easier to maintain it over the winter. But again, steel blades, you need your guards at the bottom of your plow. It's doable.
But the problem is whatever they're plowing the sidewalk here with, or whatever we're calling this pedestrian path, it's paved. So I don't know I don't know who does it,
They're probably using a skid steer with a blower on it, I assume.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For the sidewalks,
They
that's
usually-
what they're using.
Yeah, normally those
he's got something on
Albuquerque.
his budget to doing something new for that, right?
I don't know.
yeah, that would be something you have to check on the blower if they have an edge on the bottom of the blower, if it scrapes, if it's meant for specific for concrete or for asphalt, If it's to scrape the bottom of it, that's something you just have to check what's
That
what's
Can you
wouldn't-
send an email to Kevin Brown and ask him?
that wouldn't work on
That wouldn't work on,
Yeah, I assume that they're, because they're scraping everything that's paved, so I'm assuming they're going down as
Yeah.
as
far as
low
they
as
can.
possible. Yeah.
are they the ones that, is Highway the ones that do the sidewalk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The bike path.
Bike path.
Yep.
Recreation path, whatever we want. I always call it the wrong thing.
Which is, this is gonna be an extension of it, right? So,
Yeah, definitely do an email to him though, so that we have something in writing from him.
Okay. But it's a good point, the one at the, you should take a look at the river access when it ever, well, even in the beginning when we start to thaw. That's held up, we don't plow it, but it's held up quite well.
Yeah, it has.
Typically, it's safer once the ground starts to freeze. Nothing really moves.
Yeah, right?
But if you're gonna touch it with something with a steel
first.
edge, the first plow with the steel edge, like you'll dig up some stuff. But it depends on what you're using. If you're gonna use a blower, I'd wait till the ground freezes and then do an initial pass, whether it be a little bit above the area that you're blowing. It needs to be raised up a little bit and just go over it initially and let it kind of freeze up and compact. But yeah, depends if it's gravel or if it's different compost.
Okay. So that's what I know about sidewalks so far.
all right, any other, discussion on the, North Pole sidewalk?
Do we need to communicate that to Reggie and to, whoever owns the new,
Send it to Reggie.
should we? I think we should, and the gas station, the new owners for the gas station, because they're
Well,
doing one
gas-
as well.
It wouldn't apply to the gas station. That would
They,
be-
oh, okay, you're right, because they're not coming over our land. Okay. That would definitely be sidewalk,
Okay, I'll copy
be
Reggie.
paved.
All right, then, one item I forgot to add is, the, contracts for the farm fields.
Now, did you see Jason's email tonight?
Oh yeah, I was just pulled that up. The Dorshire Farm email.
DeRocher.
Dorshire Farm.
He sent a big, Jason, and I printed it by, left it as a printer.
I haven't seen it yet.
Do you want me to go get copies while you continue on?
Sure, Joe, would you mind getting a recap while I look it up?
Oh, I was just reading it.
Well, I can, it's pretty long, I can get,
Yeah, it's a decent amount.
let me go get copies of it. I have it printed already, I'll just make a copy.
He's just going through a review of the call that he had with Colton from Alvern.
He had a meeting with them?
He had a phone call
Phone call.
Okay.
to talk over regarding land lease options, and here's a summary of the discussion. And he goes through quite a few bullet points as far as what they discussed.
I do not. I don't know if they sent it over to me.
Can you see it?
I don't think
It
so.
went to conservation.
Oh.
It came.
She's, I think, getting copies of
Okay.
they're trying to figure out ways of using the land, whether it
I don't know if I
be with
would've-
payment
No, I
or.
wouldn't do that.
I've got it
So,
up, George,
yeah.
if you got
Yeah,
the,
George,
Oh, are you gonna show the
Yeah.
the email?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can, okay. Yeah, so basically, so I read this just before I came in. So basically, they have historically rented it for $1 from the DeRochers.
Yep.
Okay, and they are part of the school system. And so if we were to charge them a lease, they'd have to go back to the school system and, you know all the red tape that you have to do in order to get more money. So typically, it's been a $1 lease. They would not be against helping do land maintenance.
Which is really what we wanted.
Okay, but all they have is a brush hog, all right? And so they don't have anything bigger than that,
For the
you know,
ditches?
for clearing ditches or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I think they're willing to help with doing brush hog type stuff, but they don't have any other equipment where they could do, digging out of ditches or something like that.
We might need to investigate getting that kind of equipment to do the work that needs to be done and seeing if we can get them to do it as well.
If he has
you.
experience on that type of equipment.
Right.
Right. So,
Thank you.
I think that was the
And
gist.
help with down trees, any trouble vegetation. All right, so trouble vegetation would be stuff like bittersweet. Any trouble vegetation and things like that, thanks.
Potentially. Right,
We
and
do
so,
not have a forest remote, so they would typically maintain it anyway.
and so my thought is, I mean, we have a brush hog and a,
Charlie wants them to stay away from his field.
okay. So they need to, you've got it there, but they want to start planting in April or early May, so we need to have a lease done before then.
Yep.
And, if you can do the brush hogging around the fields, that's one thing. We'll have to take a look at, what is required in those ditches. I mean, we need some type of backhoe to get
Yeah.
into the ditch. Is that what you
Yeah,
need?
We might
yeah.
need to talk to McQuestion and ask them for their advice and, for them to maybe help us out.
What's
1 year.
what's in the ditches? Is it just
It's
overgrown?
Drainage.
Yeah, the drainage
They're
ditches
drainage
between
ditches that
fields.
are overgrown.
Yeah,
So it just has like a lot of brush and stuff in it that a traditional brush hog can't load.
you can't get into the.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
big, they're deep.
Maybe you need something like they use along the side of the road
Yeah.
with the extendable boom and,
Great all.
Yeah, I
Ray
mean,
knows what he used to be able to do in that land,
yeah.
and so we definitely would wanna have a conversation with him too, about what he used to do to make sure that the drainage worked really well on that field. I mean, it's really gonna be a learning experience for all of us, as far as what kind of
Yeah.
work needs to be done to bring that land back to what it was when he used to farm it actively.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still farmed actively, right? So we have.
It is,
Alvern
but it's
and-
farmed by people who don't own it. You know, when you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
your own
Yeah.
work in your own land, you do more than somebody who is just gonna come by and, do a swipe here or there.
So we have Alvern, and then we have, we need to, get, McQuestion to sign a contract.
Yeah,
too.
McCustom has no problem with doing it. It's just we wanted to talk to them,
Yeah.
because we're a new leaseholder for them and we haven't even said, hey, how are you? And they were great about coming in and speaking for us when we needed their support to buy the land. So,
But, yeah, I guess my point is they have some larger equipment and stuff too, so
They
they
do.
might have,
Yeah.
equipment that can do that, cause they have to maintain it on their own.
and advice and all that. I mean, they know everything there is to know about growing
All right,
in the
so
town.
before next meeting, we should definitely meet with,
I think they're home now. I know they've been
yeah,
traveling.
they're back. so.
Are they back? Okay, so maybe I can ask them to come in and I can get a standard. There's a couple of changes, about planting rye on there to keep people out.
in the fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
winter
and,
rye, planting winter rye, that's gonna change, be part of the contract, the new lease. But we gotta get it to them.
yeah, cause, I think they need to have this in the fields by April, so,
Yeah,
so we gotta have it in place by then.
yep, I'll give Christie a call.
And maybe, in lieu of some of the rent that they would be paying, maybe if we.
Maybe they could
we
help
see if
us
they
this
could
year.
help us with, the
And
maintenance.
also, I think that drainage affects, next door as well. Oh, God.
Wilson?
Yes,
For Wilson's?
I think it affects, the drainage may affect Wilson as well, because that abuts them.
Yeah,
So they
So-
might have an interest in that as well. Am I right, Joan?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the property line,
yeah,
actually.
I think it runs down the center.
Yeah, it runs right down the center from
Right,
them,
and
so,
then it goes to the right, so I think it drains
Remember-
away from Wilson's.
we might wanna
But
talk to Keith
yeah.
as well and just say, you know what, but I know there's like just so much bittersweet back there, it's just overrun. He fought his battle
He
with
was
it. and then-
unaware of.
Well, the thing with bittersweet is you have to dig it up. You gotta pull all of it out from
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah,
Because if you just brush hogging it, it'll take a while to come back. But once it comes
So where it
back,
says-
it's gonna come back even stronger. You gotta
right.
scrape it all out, dig it all out.
It's just beautiful land, and I just want to
Says
see us
he was
restore
unaware
as much
that
of it as
they
possible
were
with the help of the
renting
people that are going to
property
be
to McQuestion's.
farming it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right, so, yeah, so we should get together with the Alvern folks and,
I'll call. Yeah, and I'll call
The
Christie
question's been down.
and Anytime during the day, are you available to meet with them?
Yeah, I work from home, so as long
Oh,
as I don't
okay.
have
All right,
meetings,
so
so.
we'll try to get, all right. And I'll work with Kim Kim and I were working on the contracts, and I just realized that we had some changes we had to make. So
Yep.
we're gonna take the one that we have. All right.
So,
So does Kim have everything she needs? Sorry, Harry, I didn't mean.
No, I'm gonna have to sit with her and look at it. We started to do
what are
it.
we gonna do? Are we gonna try and,
So, well, there's a couple things. One is we gotta get the contract in place so we can get both parties that are farming it, Alvern High School and, McQuestion Farm to sign it. And we gotta sort out the contract language. And, hopefully as part of the discussions, we can figure out, if McQuestions can help maintain the drainage dishes.
can we let them plant on the property without a contract?
No, that's why there's a push to get it done, right? I
I
mean,
didn't
the
think
town's
so.
liable, so.
So, what it sounds like is we're gonna end up going to the school committee with a contract.
No, so,
No.
no, we don't, so they can, do it for $1, right? So it's,
Going to the
without going to the school. So we have to talk with the people who run the farm to have them commit to, doing some brush hogging for us.
Okay,
I want, if they're not paying what McQuestion's paying, I want labor, a valuable labor that they're gonna provide to us instead.
all right, but here it says that you'd have to go through the school committee or the school.
Alvin
rented.
told me.
If they
District.
rented,
If they run,
At
if they
Alvin School
rented it,
District.
If they rent
if
it.
they rented it for a fee.
Yeah,
But we're not gonna do that. We want labor. I want labor.
but we're not gonna let them, we're gonna charge them a fee, right?
No,
We're gonna charge them
Yeah,
labor.
So in lieu of, whatever we would typically charge, $1,000 or whatever, we'll give them a nominal fee and have them do, maintenance on the property.
Did the selectmen have to approve that? No.
It's in our contract with the purchase and sale agreement. It's in the title. It's in everything.
But isn't that gonna present a problem with McQuestion?
Why would it?
It's the way that
Same as
that it's been, so.
so historically, the Alvern people have only been paying $1 for their land. McQuestion has been paying them whatever they've been paying them.
It's
They're-
still a nominal fee. but
It's still a small amount. They're gonna still be, McQuestion's still paying us or the town, that same small fee.
Yep.
And we're now trying to ask this guy to do some work on top of the $1.
Yep. Which is what we really need, Harry, because we haven't run a farm before. So it's not like we can say, we're gonna charge you this top-notch rate to come in, because we run farms, that's what we do. We don't. They're the farmers. We're gonna need their help to get this place running and keep it running. We never decided to run it for a profit. It's not why we're running it.
they're actually maintaining the property
Right.
for the crops and,
And that's what the landowner wanted originally, to have the
Right.
field maintained.
yes.
Okay.
Harry, what's bugging you? Spit it out. I can see you thinking. No? You're okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so when we have this meeting with the DeRoches to figure out what needs to be done,
Yep.
can I be there so
Absolutely.
or let, a bunch of us be there so we can listen, so we know what the scope of the work is? Do you know what I mean?
I would love to listen too.
Right.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
Well, and
So-
I can't have Ray come here. We would have to go there.
right,
And I
but he
would
could,
have to we'd have to be when the weather was better.
exactly, walk the land and this is, and
Yeah.
so, we don't know if it's really hard to do or not.
We
or-
could do a field meeting though,
Yeah.
that's in between our regular meeting sites, and we could get a heck of an education.
Right.
I mean, that's what this is. How we handle this and how we manage this is gonna show whether or not we can do this going forward. I'm not necessarily done saving farmland, I don't know if you are, You know, we have a beautiful town here, so.
Yeah, I guess, the only concern is it might be another month before we're able to
Right.
access the property,
Right,
right? And we
right.
gotta get the contract
Right.
going. so
Yep.
Right,
Figure out what we need to do this year and then,
yeah, we need to get the contracts out, for sure. And I don't wanna give the McCluskins a contract without talking to them.
Yep.
right. Then the last thing I had for old business was just, town report, so we submitted our input to that. It's already published, so.
Yeah, very good job.
Just
Yeah.
highlighted our accomplishments for the year. Anybody have anything else for, old business before we jump into other business?
Well, as far as on the ice fishing derby, what surprised me a little bit is, well, the influx of people. That was a major surprise, okay? And I think to all of us. But the other little surprise was that people were extremely patient, waiting for the ice fishing instructors to help them out. They would actually wait and didn't seem to be agitated or uncomfortable or.
Couldn't believe we got 97.
And that kind of surprised me a little bit. I mean, you guys were running around with, literally your head cut off. So, I'm surprised you were able to.
There will be more, there will be more instructors next year.
Yeah, that was, very, thanks to George's friends, and my son helped out too, he wasn't
Right.
expecting.
Yeah,
and
and
I-
Aiden was helping.
Yeah,
I disagree with the biologist on why we didn't catch any fish. Because that's a small pond and there must be, now, not that I would embellish this, 10,000 holes with people walking all over the place. Now, personally,
That was
I think
awesome.
fish said to hell with this.
No, that was one of the potential things, they could have been stressed out due to the, the noise.
what great kids,
Jason
though.
had too much bass going in
And
his.
George ought to
that
be
was the problem.
congratulated on an excellent, excellent job pulling that together.
Thanks.
Yeah, very nice job, George.
That was a lot of work and,
And it was his creation too. I mean, we never would have done this without George saying we could do it.
Well, just because I like to ice fish,
Well, that was awesome, and that town definitely.
Next, we'll be playing basketball.
Those days, I've already done that. Okay?
No, too many bones left to break.
do we have, just out of curiosity, do we have another source for backup for fish other than this fish farm?
So you're still going to Sumner Brook?
Sumner Brook, I'm not sure.
Why?
We can't get it from the state
Yeah,
hatcheries.
It's my age, okay? We had brown trout delivered one time, and it was, thank God for the state.
So,
So
okay, so, when I was talking to him on the phone when I ordered, I said, we were looking for brook trout, okay?
Yeah.
And again, that quote he gave me was, and I didn't look at it, the numbers were correct, but I didn't look at the actual sizes. We ordered brook trout. He said that it's been so cold, he's having a hard.
mentioned that.
He's having a hard time, at last meeting I mentioned it, he's having a hard time getting them to grow because of the cold temperatures. So he wasn't sure if it was gonna be brook trout or brown trout. The big ones would be the 12 to 14-inch rainbows. So he wasn't sure if he could commit to all brook trout at this point in time. I have not looked for other, I think you might have been the person who was buying the fish from this guy before, so I don't know if there are other hatcheries we could go to, or other fish farms. I could take a quick look, maybe for next year,
Well, the year that we had brown trout, of course, it rained the whole month of May.
I used to buy from him Sumner Brook, so we've been using him for
Yeah.
30 years.
okay.
And then one year in the May, it was so dry, we were worried about water. So, you know,
They did a good job delivering last year. I mean, they were nice fish. And actually, the past several years, we've gotten good fish.
but I'll tell you, I was kind of very surprised that people came out, you know, because it just finished snowing, right?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, well. Well,
The kids had fun. That's the important thing,
They
right?
were such good
that's why
kids. I just can't-
George's
so polite.
glass is half full and mine's half empty. Oh, thank you for the email, by the way, that said I was right about water on the pond. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Harry.
Next year, we'll have a skating rink.
So-
All right, jumping into other business, property checks and maintenance. So one thing we did, which we haven't done in previous years, is since we've had a lot of snow, is we had some requests to be able to clear some of the lots for Morris Falls specifically. So a few of us went out and cleared the properties, and special thanks to Joe coming out with his plow. So with his plows, so we cleared Morris Falls, and Joe did Parker Park, and actually did the state forest lot as well. So that was nice. Folks appreciated that. As far as other property maintenance, does anybody have anything? All right, member input, Joan?
Yes, has anybody had a chance to look at the natural resources section of the master plan? I know George has looked at it a little bit. If you want, I can send it again. 83 pages.
Yeah, I mean, I read almost all of it, so I think I've sort of have reviewed it. You know, and that, it's very general, like I said, but seems to be okay. I don't know who's going to read that and what's going to happen with it, you know what I mean? Like, that's my, you know,
Well, it does get used more than sitting on the shelf, so that's good. You have to, supposed to update them every 5
Yeah,
years.
I took a quick glance at it. I mean, I didn't read in detail, but it seemed
I meant
to be
to.
reasonable.
I meant to.
I'll send it to you and Joe, 'cause Joe probably didn't get it.
Harry?
No, I'm all set.
Aiden?
No.
Yeah, I don't, well, I mean, just the one thing we have is we'll have to address the fence issue, but we can do that through email and figure out what our plan is for that.
so can I just, since we're talking about the trout, so there's a place in Plainfield, New Hampshire, that High on a Hill Trout Farm. Their prices are, maybe a quarter cheaper per fish. So their 8 to 10 inch brook trout are $4.25 each, and we're paying $4.50 each. And their 12 to 14 inches are $8 each, and we're paying $8.50.
Is there a difference in delivery?
I can't find their delivery fee. It's $40, and their delivery's $20 cheaper.
Wow. Where is the Sumner Brook?
They're in Ossipee. So, there you have it. So, Plainfield, I don't know exactly where Plainfield is.
$40 closer.
Yeah.
20,
So, you know, we have sort of already ordered from this guy Sumner for this year.
10
So,
fish?
what?
It's 10 big fish, cheaper,
Right.
to have them delivered, I think even.
Yeah. So, I'd hate to go back on them after having
yeah.
ordered it this year, but maybe we look into it for next year.
Yeah, and just as a backup, I mean, the fisheries have been having issues, so.
Yeah, so Plainfield is up near, Lebanon, you know, like Mount Sunapee area. It's north of Sunapee. Okay.
I think you said last time that the state's gonna be like another like year or two before they're even up and running.
Right, and then they match our, up to 50%, up to 200 fish, so they just give us an extra 200, and we have to tell them that how many we bought, so they will be giving us extras.
Yep, okay.
But not this year, right?
Yeah, and then,
Not-
and
not
they
that, no.
also stock usually before we do the derby too, so there's already fish in there that they.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee that they start that matching program back up again, you know what I mean?
Ever.
So, yeah, you never know.
Hopefully they do.
Fred, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm officially resigning as a member of the Conservation Commission.
That's,
I sold my house and I'm moving to Goffstown.
that's too bad to, too bad to hear. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I regret it too, but life goes on.
We appreciate you so much, Fred. You've done so much for the town, for the board. We miss you terrible.
Yeah, you can't spell
I
18
only
without
regret I
Fred.
didn't join conservation sooner. But that's the
Oh,
way it goes.
Goffstown probably has one.
Goffstown has some real,
Tell
real
Brenda
nice
I'm coming
trails.
up to visit, so put the tea kettle on.
Solves that problem.
We're definitely sorry to hear that, Fred. Joe, do you have anything? George?
Can I go last?
We'll go last.
You will have,
We'll get through, we'll get through the rest of the agenda and then come back to you.
Okay.
the selectmen are done with budgets, ready for voting. The voters guys hit the houses. Make sure you vote, people. You gotta get out and vote.
Tuesday.
Vote. Huh?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, just this Tuesday it's coming. And there's a new audio program that we're doing, video program, Table Talk, that we've had a lot of the town people come in and explain what their budgets were like and what was going on and how things were calculated. And now it's gonna expand a little bit now that that's done. Tomorrow, I have somebody coming in from the high school to talk about a senior banquet that they're doing for seniors in town.
So conservation's budget, is that part of just the general town budget? Is that how that works?
That is kind of a smaller budget, but I would
It's
absolutely
in the
love to
town
have you guys come in if there's anything that you wanna put on Table Talk. and-
I mean, just for voting purposes.
Right, it's
So-
just in
so-
that
Oh, it's part of the
budget.
general budget, it is part of the general budget, yep. And then all the warrant articles and everything are explained in the voter's guide.
Bring your reading glasses, there's a lot to read.
Yeah, take your time coming to vote, but these are the votes that actually change your day-to-day life in this town that you live in. And you can see what happens from these votes. So, I beg you to vote.
And that is this coming Tuesday, March
That is
10th.
this coming Tuesday at the
7 to
high
7.
school,
At
7 to
7.
7. I'll be there at some point during that time. I'm not sure what I've been assigned yet. What I have to do.
12 hours.
And that's it for me.
Okay,
All right, approval of meeting minutes?
I didn't see anything bad with them.
Yeah, I glanced at them quick, but Joan,
I have
more
nothing.
in-depth review.
I just got up to page 2, I'm all set.
Gee, it looks nice and clean.
Just a little writing over here.
All right, do we want to make a motion to accept the meeting minutes?
Make a motion that we accept the minutes of the
February 5th.
February 5th meeting.
I'll second that motion, so I can get in the,
All right, we got a motion by Harry and a second by George. All those in any discussion? All those in favor? All right, motion carries 7-0-0.
Now that we unfortunately have a resignation, do we want to move someone up? You have to vote that to, if you do, to go to the selectmen.
Yes, can we do that this meeting, or do we have to wait till next meeting, or?
I think you can do it this meeting, because you had renewals on here. What,
I'd like to make a motion if I could.
or do we have to have a letter official? Well, just send me a Fred, if you send me an email so I can get it to the town clerk.
And Fred, we're not like jumping up and down just to replace you real quickly or anything, right?
We're
I
just-
think that's why Fred was here to do it.
If it's something official to the town clerk. But, yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, so Diane, if you want to make a motion pending the acceptance of Fred's resignation.
Well, I'd like to make a motion not to accept that, but I can't because he's moving. But in lieu of the fact that I can't change that, I would like to ask the board to consider George Lavash, make a motion that we add George Lavash as a member.
I second that motion. Any discussion? All right, make a vote of that, all in favor? All right, motion carries 601.
It means you have to move from the kids' table.
I was just gonna say that. I don't know what you guys are gonna do at the kids' table without me.
I'm sure that the Joe can stir up enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations,
always
George,
been-
and we appreciate you stepping up.
Oh, yeah, nobody asked you if
Yeah,
you
no,
wanted,
no.
did we? You wanted,
I kinda like the kids' table.
because you can run amok there.
I, no responsibility.
Now it's time for you to
think that's gonna be-
step up and start participating.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, right.
It would be a full-time
So-
job.
One of our hardest
Can
workers.
I steal?
Okay, then the last thing we had is, before we go back to George, is, next meeting is April 2nd. So, any questions? So now I want to turn it back to George for, member input.
Fred, will this be your last meeting, or will you come?
Yeah, this is the last meeting.
This is your last meeting.
Okay, so. Going back, okay, so go to a slideshow here.
We really need to get different seats.
So I kind of knew because this might happen.
House.
So I'm you're not gonna like this, Fred, but I have something for you. And we can just do the first part of this maybe on
We
camera.
like scotch tape.
Yeah, 1 second. Don't want to break it. So. Oops. What do we got here?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Awesome!
So,
Fred. Fred, can I get a picture of you
Yeah,
up
get a
there next to
see
it?
that on the camera? All right. So it says, "We'll miss you, Fred," and oh, I just kind of broke it. This was made by Bittersweet Bakery. They
that's
did a
awesome.
great job. So I thought you would like that, Fred.
Thank you.
And I thought that this was. So, and I thought this thing would roll through, but I made a slideshow, Fred, and I can share it with everybody. But these are the some of the projects that Fred helped with the past couple of years. So we did the bat house. You know, we've had that bat house for, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. So Fred was big in helping put that in, and we also did a bunch of trail maintenance. This was down behind for St. Francis. We cut new trails for the bridge.
Yep.
So this is actually the trail that goes down to the second bridge behind the garden. So Fred and I helped cut that thing down. So, and we did there he is, Fred with his chainsaw. It was, was the reason behind the cake. So,
Down the front.
so, there's just a bunch of, I joined a couple years ago. I think this might be my third year. And so Fred and I did a whole bunch of work during the week. I'm going to miss my retired, funny, who knows what I'm going to do now, weekdays. I might have to start fishing again. But we did a whole bunch of work, and it was great working with you, Fred. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna have a lot of spare time now. And Fred cut up this bench. We had, cut down a real big tree near the, that was the first, the second bridge, and he made a nice bench here, and so we put it in place with the tractor, and that's the tree that we cut down that he ended up turning into benches, I believe. So, and we did do some work down at the boat access. That was a huge tree that fell into the river, and we cut it up using the tractor and the snatch blocks, and so we yanked that thing out of the river. So we did a bunch of work. This here is the muster field. And then this is, that we had a leaner hanging down for a while that was dangerous down at the boat ramp. And then this is in Aiden's honor.
That's got his name written on it.
Right. So this is the aftermath of Aiden going to the community garden in the springtime last year. These weren't Aiden's tracks. These were the tracks of the tow truck that got stuck trying to get Aiden out. Aiden's tracks are to the right,
That's another story.
behind Matt, yeah. Yeah, that's another story. And then I think this might have been trash pickup day this year. And this was one of the, stocking days 2 years ago, I think. And here's Fred and Judy putting fish in
Oh,
the
we're looking
stream.
at the black snake.
Oh, you were showing her the snake? Yeah.
I'm sure she was thrilled
Yeah,
to
she
see
did. She
that.
did not want to go to that
No,
snake.
Judy didn't want to sneak.
Okay, and there's the
She didn't
green
want to see it.
green team last year from the Derby. And Fred was a big help in putting in the new pump system and the electric panels and all that, that trial by error that we had this whole summer doing that. And we went and picked up the panels for the dock, so you can see Fred was involved with like all of these projects in town. So it's really going to miss. And here he is cleaning, trimming up the fence posts at Morris Falls because the weeds grow up there. And here we are back putting that house together. So I'm gonna miss you, Fred.
We all are, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
Thanks, Fred.
You're the best.
Okay. And I guess we can end it and then we can eat.
Yeah, so I think that's what we have now. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Oh, look at that.
Aiden's in.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?